Alright, section 3.1, respiratory system, structure and functions of the respiratory system. It sounds like a good scheme. Humans and animals can breathe in oxygen, O2, and breathe out carbon dioxide, CO2. Plants and trees can breathe in CO2 and breathe out O2, and nature stays in balance. Unfortunately, we as humans have generated increasing amounts of CO2 in the air by burning coal, oil, and natural gas, and cutting down forests to disturb the balance. In addition, we have created organic and inorganic chemicals and small particles of solid matter in the air that can damage our respiratory tract and be taken into our bodies to cause cancer, brain damage, and birth defects. These materials are called pollutants. This section will start the process of understanding how we breathe and lead to how the above mentioned leads to pathology. The respiratory tract has 6 connected elements. First is the nose, second the pharynx, third larynx, fourth trachea, fifth bronchi and bronchioles, and 6 alveoli. Respiration is the exchange of gases. Respiration is the transport of O2 from the outside air to tissue cells and the transport of CO2 in the opposite direction. Respiration has 4 components. Ventilation, which is the movement of air and its gases into and out of the lungs, inspiration and expiration. Second, pulmonary exchange of gases between air in the alveoli and pulmonary capillaries, external respiration. Third, gas transport from the pulmonary capillaries through the arterial system to the peripheral capillaries in tissue, and the transport of gases back to the lung capillaries through the venous system. Fourth, peripheral gas exchange between tissue capillaries and tissue cells for use in cellular metabolism, internal respiration. The 5 functions of the respiratory system are: first, exchange of gases. All the body cells need O2 and produce CO2. The respiratory system allows O2 from the air to enter the blood and CO2 to leave the blood and enter the air. Second function of the respiratory system is regulation of blood pH. This is accomplished by changing blood CO2 levels. Third is protection. The respiratory system uses nasal hair, cilia lining the airways, and mucus formed throughout the system to protect against foreign bodies and against some microorganisms. Fourth, voice production. Movement of air across the vocal cords makes speech and other sounds possible. And fifth function of respiratory system, olfaction. The 12 million receptor cells for smell are in a patch of epithelium the size of a quarter that is in the extreme superior region of the nasal cavity, the olfactory region. Each cell has 10 to 20 hair-like structures called cilia that project into the nasal cavity covered in a thin mucus film. Because the olfactory region is right at the top of your nose, you often have to sniff the air right up there to stimulate the sense of smell. A dog has 4 billion receptor cells, which is why dogs can be trained to sniff for drugs, explosives, and dead bodies. I wonder how many. Each cell has 10 to 20 hair-like structures called cilia projecting. Because the olfactory region is right at the top of the nose, you often have to sniff. You know, how many do we have? They have 4 billion receptors. How many do we have? I have to look that up. Many of your sensations of taste are influenced by your sense of smell. For example, without its aroma, coffee tastes only bitter. The same is true for peppermint. This is why when you have a cold, much of your sense of taste is lost. Alveolus, Latin for hollow sac, tiny air sac terminal element of the respiratory tract. Alveoli, plural, pertaining to the alveoli. Alveolar. Bronchus, Greek for windpipe, one of two subdivisions of the trachea. Bronchi, plural, bronchioli, increasingly smaller subdivisions of bronchi. Cilium, Latin for eyelash, hair-like motile projection from the surface of a cell. Cilius, plural for cilium. Larynx, Greek, larynx,
Battalion 85, Engine 87, Truck 85, Medic 86, Trust Solutions, 4354 Town Center Boulevard, across the Post Street. First thing on scene will be the Town ID on BFR 25, 1133.
All right, larynx is organ of voice production. Laryngeal, pertaining to the larynx. Olfaction, olfactus smell, so sense of smell. Olfactory is adjective, carries information related to the sense of smell. Pharynx, Greek for throat. Air tube from the back of the nose to the larynx. Pharyngeal, pertaining to the pharynx. Respiration, fundamental process of life used to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. Respiratory, pertaining to respiration. Thorax, the Greek for breastplate, the trunk between the abdomen and neck. Thoracic, pertaining to the thorax. Trachea, air tube from the larynx to the bronchi. Ventilation, movement of gases into and out of lungs. Organ that produces the voice. Your larynx, organ that connects the mouth with the larynx. Mouth to the larynx organ.
Battalion 85, that's Phoenix, make that. 75,
I don't know. Organ that produces voice is your larynx. Organ that connects the mouth with the larynx is your pharynx. Your sense of smell is called olfaction. Movement of gases in and out of lungs is called ventilation. Organ that connects the larynx to the bronchi is your trachea. And exchange of gases, so fundamental process of life used to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide is respiration.